Welcome, everybody, to our Frankenstein podcast. Today, we have Joel Burnstead and Luca Saraceno, and me, the host, Zephyniis, and we're going to talk about Guillermo del Toro's new Frankenstein movie, which is an adaptation from Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, or referred to as the modern Prometheus. I know these words, guys. And just to reiterate, the film is directed by Guillermo del Toro. He has done a bunch of really good movies. I'm sorry if I'm saying his name wrong. He's done a bunch of really good movies. He's done Pacific Rim. He's done Pinocchio, The Shape of Water. So, yeah. So what makes this version unique? This is some stuff we're going to have to talk about. How does it reflect Del Toro's vision, and what themes come alive or reanimate within his version? So have any of you guys read the book?
I tried in middle school, but it was too confusing for me, so I stopped.
Okay.
I do plan to read it soon once I get my hands on a new copy.
Okay, what about you, Joel?
So I also started the book. I didn't finish it. I got a good bit in, but no, I did not complete it.
So I've been hearing that it's not as accurate. Like, there's a lot of changes. Like, in the movie, it's based in the Victorian era, as compared to in the book, it's based in the Georgian period. And then just like there was a more heavily influence in Toro's version just on like the relationship between fathers and sons, while Mary Shelley's is more about, like existence and life and what it means to be human, which they did touch on. But this one was more like familial. Wouldn't you agree, Luca?
I would. And I saw that a lot in like reviews of the movie. A lot of people were angry with it and saying that they hated it because of that. And while it's valid to like not like a movie when it doesn't adapt from the books that well, but I mean, it was still a good movie, I think.
Yeah. So did you guys know that this actually, like, it started filming in 2024 in February?
That sounds about right. I
Yeah.
mean, it's been almost a year, a little over a year. It's kind of a passion project.
It was actually. He's
So-
been talking about filming it for forever.
Yeah,
Like,
he wanted to do it ever since he was a child, he said in an interview.
So it makes sense that they put that much time into it.
Yeah. So for the plot, it's just, regular Frankenstein. We have Victor, the scientist, or the doctor, who is consumed with death, and he just wants to defeat it. So he ends up creating Frankenstein, right? But like I said, what's really different here is is that it really focuses on like the relationship between like parental relationships, not even just father and son, but even mother and son. And you can see that because Mia Goth plays both Victor's mother and Victor's love interest, Elizabeth, which is really interesting. Speaking of actors, I love the casting for this movie. Like Jacob Elordi, we have Mia Goth, I forgot his name, but there's that guy from Django, like who played the guy that was like funding Victor's.
Oh, yeah, Air Arlander.
Like,
He was fun.
do you have any thoughts about Jacob Elordi, Joel, or any of those actors?
I think Jacob Elordi is a national treasure. From what I heard, right, I've been reading a lot of articles about this movie because obviously there was a lot of that work that was put into it, and from someone that really appreciates the technical theater side of it, it's a really big movie just like because of the intricacies of what happened. So it was nice to hear that like the interviews with Jacob, like he's always talking about just how like enjoyable it was, like the hours of makeup was all worth it because it's like just the role, and working with a director like Guillermo is a big deal.
Absolutely.
Speaking about behind the scenes stuff, I saw an interview with Mia Goth saying that when they weren't acting, she would like send little treats to Jacob and like ginger shots or like food or something, so that when they actually started acting, they would already be in like a nurturing, like emotional state. So she was like conditioning him to be a better actor.
I mean, like, her character is very like maternal, so
I mean, I feel like if Zephy were to be on that set, I feel like she would probably send Jacob food as well. I feel like that's a cover up.
Mia is married to Shia LaBeouf, so
Shia LaBeouf fell off. I don't know.
yeah, they have a kid. They just had a kid, so like Mia is, I don't know, because it's like Jacob Elordi, but I really loved the set for this movie and just the overall attention for detail. I think that something that was like really cool was how
how Jacob was shirtless for most of
No.
I enjoyed that part too.
Yeah, he was. Oh my god, like
I
him.
like the mythical aspect of the sets.
Okay, tell me more about that.
Well, I saw, again, an interview with Guillermo about the Medusa statue in the back of the lab.
Oh yeah.
And how he was talking about how he always thought Medusa was a misunderstood monster. So that, like, tied into, like,
Oh,
creature
the
being
symbolism
a misunderstood
there.
monster,
Yeah. See, like, there's so much attention to detail with like Toro's movies, and that's what I really like about them. Joel, you've seen like a few of his movies. Would you agree?
Yeah, I do agree that like he just goes the extra mile, and I believe I wanted to touch on this earlier when we were talking about how people were upset that it wasn't like a literal iteration of
Yeah.
the book. It's Guillermo's version. This is a passion project for him. He
Right.
didn't say that he was gonna make Frankenstein. He said he was gonna make Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, and that it means a lot to him. And
Exactly.
it's a great story to kind of put a spin on.
I like really love like how like I love his take on it. Like I haven't read the book either. From seeing like what people are saying between like the differences of the book, I think it's really unique that he touched on like the relationship between like familial bonds and like what that does to someone, and like just like I'm not gonna spoil it, but like the ending of the movie and just leading up to the ending was very well thought out. Like you could tell that he had thought really hard about everything that was gonna happen. Every scene in the movie led up to that for a reason. Like it was very thought out. Let's see. Okay. So some themes that were in this movie was creation versus responsibility. Victor is kind of playing God here because he's like bringing someone up from like he's making like a whole new being.
Yeah.
And that's like that's a big theme within the book as well, because it's like a big part of what Elizabeth was saying, because it was like mentioning how she's like religious because she had like a confession booth like in the the lab or whatever, but just that Frankenstein himself, he's not necessarily like an Adam or Eve. He's not really human. So it's like, what is it to be human if you don't have like ambition or sin? Because it's like he's the only one of his kind, and he has like no motives or anything like that. So I really liked how like she had prefaced that like towards the end. And like I think this movie resonates with a lot of people who like have felt like alienated within their lives, because especially like for part 2, because the movie is broken up in 2 parts. There's the part 1, which is Victor's story, and then part 2, which is Frankenstein's story. Once you get to Frankenstein's story, it really talks about like alienation and how he felt so alone. And I thought it was really sweet how they added his friendship with the blind man, just to show that like for those of us who like it's about like who you are, not like what you look like. Like I know that's like a cliche theme, but I appreciate that you added that.
I also liked the parallel between Victor with his creation and then Victor's father.
Yeah.
Because it's like a cycle thing where Victor's father would get angry at him when like he didn't know a lot of stuff about like surgery and medicine and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Victor did the same with the creature, where he wouldn't understand language or he didn't show signs of intelligence right away. And then he got angry at him and abused him. So I think that it's an interesting comment on like abusive families and how the cycle needs to be stopped by one of the later members in the family.
Like it can stay there for like generations. I really think that what's his name? I know he has like 2 first names. It's like Isaac. Oscar Isaac. His performance was so good. Like just like seeing his character growth, the way that like his character communicated with all the other ones. Like I don't know. Like the movie really touched me. Like it was very. Like it was close to home as someone who's like also like experienced like feeling alienated, who has had issues like with like can't we all agree that we've had like family issues, like you don't get along the best with your parents, stuff like that, and like the end where like he's asking for forgiveness and stuff, like forgiveness, is that a word? I don't know. Forgiveness, like asking to be like forgiven and stuff like that. I don't know, I just think it's really sweet how it's like the overall theme was just forgive and forget. Like what is it that you can do, because you can't just harbor like these these grievances for forever. Like you won't be able to do anything.
Yeah.
So let's wrap this up. Let's get some final thoughts. What was our overall impression or like ratings?
10 out of 10.
I will give it like I'll probably give it a 10 out of 10 too. Like I like this a lot more than The Shape of Water actually. I thought it was
I like gothic movies and stories and stuff.
yeah.
So it will always be.
It was very gothic. What
So I didn't watch the movie, so I'm not gonna speculate on an overall score. However, from what I've seen with like, I've been reading the articles on like the technical side of it, and especially like this is a little bit of like a nerd moment, but like Frankenstein was like one of the first like monster movies where they did like the full
Yeah.
special effects as well, and it really calls back to that with like the attention to detail, and I really liked how he took a familiar monster and turned it into his own thing. So from that point of view, I think he did an excellent job.
Yeah. I didn't mean like there's so many like interviews with Jacob Elordi. Like he was on that chair like getting his makeup done for like 12 hours, like 12 hours straight
Yeah.
Yeah.
to do all the prosthetics.
And like even beyond the makeup, like the costuming was amazing.
Oh
the
my
set
god!
design-
I don't know
the
if
set
you've
design was
seen
gorgeous.
Elizabeth's wedding dress,
I
but
did.
like that's
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like the attention to detail, like the way how like the monster when he's born, like he's wrapped up in bandages, and when the monster and Elizabeth meet again, and it's on her wedding day, her dress is like bandaged and stuff like that. Like it's just so the set design and the costumes were so good. I loved every single thing that Elizabeth wore. Like it was like.
Yeah, she had a fun style.
Or oh my god, like there was that one TikTok edit where it was like Elizabeth when she first met Victor, she's looking at the skull, and then when the monster gets out, like he picks up a skull from like outside of the castle, like the mirroring. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. I really appreciate you all for listening in. Do any of you have any things you'd like to add before we wrap this up?
Jacob Elordi.
I love Jacob Elordi.
Danuta.
Okay, that's not on topic, gang. But yeah.
You'll know what it means.
One day.